the Owl Athletic Complex and Dr. Ron Butcher Field in Keene, New Hampshire. This is Keene State Men's Soccer here on the Owls Media Network, presented by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Today, the Owls at a record of 4-7-3 and 3-3-1 in the Little East host the number 22 ranked Williams Ephs in non-conference action. Some familiar foes over the course of the history of the NCAA Division III tournament, and a home finale here for the Owls against a tough non-conference foe. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story alongside our entire Keene State production crew. Ryan Hearn on the wheels of steel. And Keene State coming off a brutal, perplexing loss, 1-0 to Southern Maine at home on Saturday. Southern Maine, a team that in beating the Owls, picked up their first conference win of the season this late, and it throws a mighty wrench into the Little East postseason picture. Keene State's still in the driver's seat to at least get a home game in the quarterfinals. It would have been a tough sell to even get a top 3 seed at this point, but non-conference action won't impact much here, but got to build the confidence with a road game at RIC on Saturday to close out the conference schedule, and that is not exactly turned into a must-win, but it's you can't let things be left to chance in that situation. So the Owls, a 1-0 loss last time. They've lost 2 of their last 3, which included a 5-0 loss at UMass Boston. But given how good the Beacons have been this season, that's about to be expected. But did win in the middle between against Plymouth State 2-1 on October 16th. Meanwhile, Williams has not dropped a match since a 2-0 loss to conference foe Hamilton back on September 10th. So nearly a month and a half since the last L for the Ephs. And coming off a scoreless draw with Wesleyan last time out. Eldon Hosanovic getting the start between the sticks for the Owls to get this one underway. The Ephs in purple and gold and the Owls in white and red. And the Ephs looking to strike early as it comes into the 18. Now cross from just outside the 18, defended nicely by the Owls, and here they come the other way. Through ball up the far side that's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be Ben Diffley, a senior out of Somerville, South Carolina, and a Deerfield Academy product getting the start for Williams. There's the starting 11 for the Owls. Mentioned Husanovic getting the start between the sticks for Keene State. As we got a whistle on that clearance at the circle of the 18-yard box, and this is going to result in a set piece for the Ephs less than a minute in. There you see the starting lineup that the number 22 ranked Ephs have set out with head coach Stefan Siebert, and looking for an early marker here. It was going to be Mohamed Kassam to take the set piece, but they're actually bringing it back a little further than maybe we expected. We saw a player down basically on top of the circle for the Ephs, but that's not where the foul was. We'll back it up to about 30 yards from goal, but still a very good spot here for the Ephs to try and get an opening goal. Tate Michelson, senior quad captain out of Newport, Rhode Island, out of St. George's, takes the shot on one hop. Handled cleanly by Hosanovic, the junior out of Manchester, New Hampshire, and Manchester Memorial. So the first best chance for the Ephs, handled by Hosanovic, and we'll start the other way. As I mentioned, Williams hasn't lost in about a month and a half. And this winning streak started with a win over then number 1 Amherst, 1-0 on September 14th, the Ephs' longtime rivals. In football, they play the biggest little game in America College Game Day was even there years ago. They occasionally go to FCS and D2 and D3 games, but obviously those are fewer and far between than, say, the SEC and Big Ten games they usually frequent. But it is one of the longest running college football rivalries in America, and it extends to other sports too. Here's a header at the edge of the 6. Get tapped back out for the cross, headed away again. Good team defense by the Ephs as the Owls looking for their first opportunity, but they are not going to get a foul call that Matt Schmidt was adamant about in front of his bench. Sent back upfield, and after that 1-0 loss to Southern Maine, you have to wonder that there may be some anger, fire lit under the Owls to lose 1-0 to Southern Maine at home, the penultimate home game of the regular season. We'll give you more information on the possible playoff seeding scenarios, the LEC tournament seeding scenarios later on, especially at halftime. That is a pretty clear foul drawn by Stauffer. Not Sinopoli. Giovanni had his arms outstretched like, are you sure? I mean, he very clearly pushed off on Stauffer, but I think the frustration more stems from the non-call in the box. And here's a blast! Ball is still loose. We got a foul in the box drawn by Hasanovic, and he is down. He's holding his knee. Diffley came way up to serve that one towards goal, and goalie goals are few and far between, of course, in soccer, but right now there's a bigger concern for the Owls goalie of Hasanovic. Has got 4 teammates standing around him. You got Schmidt looking to his assistants to say, hey, are we going to have to make a change here? Hasanovic is helped up to his feet and hobbling a little bit, but just trying to shake out the cobwebs, make sure everything's still in place here. And honestly, with NCAA rules, you don't have to worry about burning one of a limited number of subs on a goalie the way you would in FIFA. But for Hasanovic Jr. out of Manchester, New Hampshire, you have Danucci Sims, a freshman, and Reagan Rascott. Also available as your goalies, but for the most part, this is a very young Owls squad. A good chunk of the roster is freshmen and sophomores. Mentioned Rascott. I was going to have a senior leader as the goalie. It's going to result in a throw towards the corner flag for the Owls on his last play, but a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Rascott, Christian Sinke, and Caleb Harmon, Alzawar, Amir Hanzik. It's mostly underclassmen for these Owls, and to be within striking distance of a home playoff game with this younger roster in the third year under the leadership of Matt Schmidt, the Central Florida product. That's obviously testament to Schmidt's abilities to work with a young squad, a lot of whom are from this area but haven't necessarily played together. Takes time to gel. Header out of bounds for a goal kick for the Ephs. Williams, number 22 nationally, and if you look at the regional rankings in D3, the top 7 schools in Region 1 are all NESCAC schools. Middlebury, Tufts, Amherst, Williams, Connecticut College, Wesleyan, and Hamilton. NESCAC dominating Region 1.
I was going to say, like,
University of Mary Washington opened last week as the #1 team in D3 with Tufts, Middle, and Middlebury 2 and 3. A couple more NESCAC schools. Here's a cross! Oh, that knee not affecting Eldon right there as he hauls it in with the flying save and smothers it.
oh, years old. The guy, do you know the guy that scored like twice in the Riviera game? He graduated in 2021, and now he's doing right here at Riviera, so he's still 27.
Okay. I think the guy's standing up.
All the way back, about 35 yards from his own goal, headed back towards Eldon, who handles the one hop. Ephs have not lost in 9 consecutive matches. As you take a look at Seabird, who the head coach of the Ephs, who guided the Williams squad to a second-place finish in the 2022 D3 Championship out of the University of Chicago. The Maroons blast from just in front of the touch line, about 35, all the way back. Tapped down, swept out of the box.
Actually, they're my neighbors right now. They're all sitting in their truck.
That 2022 National Championship, which Williams lost to Chicago, the winning head coach was Julianne Sitch, and she became the first woman to coach a men's NCAA team to an NCAA National Championship. Be the head coach of a men's team that won an NCAA National Championship. And with women breaking coaching barriers more and more frequently in the professional ranks, there was a lot of talk about as he's headed down the box. Nice long throw in, and this rocket of a cross won't even get on target, go out of bounds. So as we're talking about women breaking barriers in the men's sports coaching ranks, especially at the professional level these days. Becky Hammond, for years, was talked about as a possible heir apparent to Greg Popovich at the helm of the San Antonio Spurs before she eventually took a head coaching job with the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. I mean, Pop's a national treasure, but even he can't keep coaching forever, and I have to wonder that when he does finally hang up the whistle, Hammond may get a phone call for an interview. Tim Duncan might even. So weird to see Tim Duncan on the Spurs bench coaching and had AIDS. Right at the left post, it goes out of bounds, and this is going to be a goal kick for the Owls. So you had that set piece very early, about a minute into this first half for Williams, but they have 2 shots on goal, and the rushes towards goal for Keene State, nothing on target yet. They've gotten some, I don't know how to phrase this, gotten throws, inside the final 18, but no corners yet, and haven't been high-quality opportunities despite being able to create traffic around the box. So you can tell no shots on target just yet. But they do have a set piece here forthcoming. With the right boot, it's going to be DiGiovanni, the freshman from Trumbull, Connecticut. Curling, headed towards goal, and that'll drop harmlessly in front of Diffley. These teams have been frequent opponents in the early rounds of the NCAA tournament. Owls have never defeated Williams in the postseason, however. Been 9 consecutive matches without a defeat for Williams. Every game they've played this season has been pretty low scoring. If you consider 4 goals high scoring for soccer, I think a lot of us would. That's the highest scoring game they've played this season, which was a 3-1 victory against at Wheaton in the season opener. They have posted 4 consecutive clean sheets, including the scoreless draw at Wesleyan. And before that, 1-0 at Bowdoin, 2-0 at home against Bates, and 1-0 against SUNY Cortland. Seven clean sheets in this 9-match unbeaten streak for the Ephs. Dating back to a 1-0 victory against the then #1 team in the nation, the aforementioned arch rivals of Williams, Amherst. Be a free kick for Keene State. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. And by New Car Nissan of Keene, your premier new Nissan and used car dealership near Keene. Discover the new car difference. First quarter hour in the books here at Dr. Ron Butcher Field, scoreless between Williams and Keene State. It's basically the rest of the Williams roster getting loose around their bench there. Are they going to sub the whole team? I mean, that's always going to cause a nightmare for those of us in the books trying to log stats and everything. Respect your sports information professionals. It's one thing when a basketball team does wholesale changes. Soccer? And God forbid soccer ever adopt on-the-fly subs. Nightmare for the officials, too. Throw-in coming for Williams near the Owls bench. Still only 2 shots on goal in this match, both by Williams, and both relatively early in this first half. As we are going to have 1 sub for Keene State. It looks like Candido coming on for Correa. Here's Nicholas trying to go high for that one, but swept away from him by Ramini. Modelhead mass. Kirkman looking for a lane for this throw in the final third. Taking a long time here. Here it comes. Rifling it towards the 18. We got a whistle, and it looks like it was an inadvertent handball by Williams. Looks like nicked off someone's elbow, and that will result in a free kick for Keene State. Kind of a line drive throw there too by Kirkman. So your hope is that you don't have to go high to, bring that one down. But I make split-second decisions, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. But even inside the box, it's just an inadvertent handball and nothing egregious to result in anything more than a free kick for the opposing team. But here's another chance for the Williams offense. Set wide left. Oh, what a run towards goal. Muhammad Kassam, the junior from NYC, left shaking his head after that one. Straight off the free kick too. Now you have to wonder if oh boy, Hasanovic quite literally facepalming there after I was tapped out of bounds by his own teammate for a throw. You have to wonder if the early injury to Hasanovic, it was favoring his knee, and eventually stayed in the match, might be affecting these goal kicks or any kicks he may take himself the rest of this match, because these are coming up way short and opening more opportunities for the Williams offense. This goes over to the right post, a little slip, hip to hip with his man towards the end line. The flag is up. That is offside. Well, take what you can get if you're Keene State to try and squelch this Williams threat. Because again, the matches they've been playing this season are very low scoring, and the ones they've won, the last time they won a match where they scored more than 2 goals, the only time in fact, was the 3-1 win at Wheaton. They have not scored more than 2 goals in any other match this season. Their 2 losses, by the way, even though we talk about the 7 clean sheets in this 9-match unbeaten streak, their 2 losses, they were also shut out by Tufts 1-0 and by Hamilton 2-0. It's just been a low-scoring season overall for the Ephs, but 8-2-2, 5-2-1 in conference, number 22 in the nation. Defense wins championships. Have not lost in 40 days at this point. If you're looking for a frame of reference to compare these 2 teams, though, Williams tied WestCon 1-1 back on September 22nd. the day after Keene State lost to WestCon 2-1. No foul on the challenge at the edge of the 18, and back the other way come the Ephs. Approaching the halfway mark of this first half, still scoreless, and another throw along the edge of the 18 for Williams, looking for the opening marker. Here it comes, high, arcing rainbow, near the 6, winds up with a volley, and he scores! Perfectly spotted.
No idea what number.
What was that foul before?
Yes. Right here? No. Stay with right there. Stay with them. 15? 15?
15?
Ben Brown, the freshman out of Scarsdale, New York. The high arcing rainbow throw comes right to him. And with a running start, a howitzer into the bottom left corner against the post. 1-0. Ephs on top of the Owls. Brown, the freshman, gets his first collegiate goal.
7 on.
Now another chance for the Ephs. We've seen Diffley come way off his line to start up some of these chances from midfield. Another chance for Williams along the 18 with a throw. See another rainbow here? It'll come a little short of where it landed last time. Al's able to get it out. Diffley, as if he's almost an outfield player and not a goalie, coming back up to send that one the other direction. Maybe not the angle that Anal Vasquez won on that pass. And the swarming pressure nearly forces a turnover. Al sticking with it. There's the turnover they were looking for. Through ball to the right side. Kirkman over the end line. Corner upcoming. First corner of the match for the Ephs, and that will also prompt the first Williams sub as Beck Walters, sophomore out of LA in the prestigious Harvard Westlake School, often known as a baseball pitching factory, sends out Walters for the first sub of the match for Williams, with Armini coming off and nobody home for that one. Staying inside the line, and there's the stoppage, and that's going to be a goal kick. And now, we did see earlier, basically the entire Williams bench warming, and now here come even more subs. Let's see if we can do this. Mitchell, Bethencourt, Zhang. Again, thank God for no on-the-fly subs in this sport, among others.
28 came off?
Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by American Steel Fabricators. Visit AmericanSteelFAB.com and by Fenton Family Dealerships. As the defense recovers nicely for the Owls to prevent the cross. Tri-State area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Fenton Family Dealerships, locally owned since 1986. We got a whistle and a foul on Williams, will result in a free kick from inside their own box by the Owls. It will be Chambers to take it. And I wonder, seeing that drive from Chambers, if there would be any thought from Coach Schmidt to have more outfield players take future goal kicks for Keene State. So remember, we saw Hasanovich get roughed up early in this match. Stays in the game. He's still out there in goal, but and he looked no worse for the wear on a save he made earlier too, just flying across the net to smother one. But the clearances on the goal kicks have come up well short, and the Ephs are keying in on that and have really tilted the field in Hasanovich's direction after a couple of early rushes by the Keene State offense, but no shots on target. Just a couple of chances getting everybody into the 18 on some deep throws, but nothing more. Just a couple of chances sent wide of goal. Cleared out of the 6 up to the far touchline. Chased by Walters. Rolls out for a Williams throw. Gotta love how aggressive Diffley is playing too. He's part of the offense basically. Here's another chance for the Ephs. The high arcing cross of the left post headed down. We got a whistle, and I think they whether offside or a handball on Williams. Thought I saw the referee gesturing to tap his own arm to say that was a handball. Regardless, it is a free kick for Keene State. Linesman flag was up too. Regardless of what the call was, it was going to be Keene State possession anyways. Now Vasquez getting bodied off by Bethencourt, and Bethencourt wins a free kick. And like I said just now, Diffley basically like part of the offense coming all the way up here to midfield. The senior Deerfield product, not too far from here, launches it all the way to the box, headed away from the 18-yard line, and then sent back upfield. Diffley's able to play this aggressively this far upfield because the rest of his outfield players are smothering the Owls' defense, so he can come up off his line more easily and more aggressively and send it back the other way to keep the offensive pressure on. The only goalie goal I have ever seen footage of in my life. Challenge. Oh, that's going to result in a possible booking here. Referee calling a foul on Hightown, but is going to be anything more. It's a late challenge. It might have had the studs up, but no worse for the wear is Bethencourt, but it will be a free kick
For 16.
from about, I'm spelling the ball here, 35. You can't see on the picture. Excuse me. Talking to Alzawar and Hasanovich. I'd mentioned Eichdow because he was the one closest to the play the whistle was blown, but this quite the lecture here that the official is giving Alzawar. Regardless, you can't see it right now, but he might come in the shot eventually. But Diffley was nearly in front of the circle. Here's Kellerman. Saved by Hasanovic. And again, there's the goalie, Diffley. It is almost... I'm not sure if he's supposed to be a decoy at this point. Talked about the circumstances that have allowed him to play so aggressively in this matchup, but it's fun stuff to watch. At least if you're an Ephs fan. If you're the Owls, this game maybe not so much at this juncture. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by Fieldstone Land Consultants, a professional engineering, land surveying, and environmental services company serving New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine, and by the Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. Free kick forthcoming for the Owls. It will be Rampanelli to send it into the box. And Diffley passes his toughest test yet. Line drive right to him, a little reach to try and keep in the front half. It's going to result in a Williams throw. About 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Lone goal so far, Ben Brown, first collegiate goal for the freshman from Scarsdale, New York, is the difference at this juncture. Gonzalez coming on for Williams to replace the goal scorer, Brown.
Yeah, just go with them. That's what they're getting.
Sent upfield through ball, little too hot to handle, and picked up by Diffley.
21's right there.
19 came off instead of 20.
19 came off instead of 21.
Funny bounce, caused a little hesitation there for Bethencourt. Otherwise, he might have had some room to run, but Jean picks it up, sends it over to the right wing. Now back towards the middle. The challenge staying with it, however. Now making the turn, sent to the wing by Kelman and sent away from the box.
Just switch right.
What is it? 19?
Yeah.
21's right there.
Oh, wait, so okay,
Sent away from the 6 towards the corner flag. It'll roll over the touch line for a throw. Mentioned that was the first collegiate goal for Brown. He does have one assist to this point in the season. It came in the game against Union, 2-0 win back on September 17th. So 3 points now in the season for the first year from the Hotchkiss School. Launch towards the box with a deflection after the throw, swatted away with 2 hands by Hasanovic, and drew another foul, and again needs some help getting up. I don't know if being that close to the post shook him up more, but it's already been down and favored his knee once earlier today, and we're gonna have a stoppage here. Looks like.
Did he signal?
So a stoppage here because the referee is trying to make sure that Hasanovic is just physically good to continue. You wonder if we saw some favor the knee earlier. It didn't look like he landed on his head there, but that's also one of the things you got to check for, and one of the things that in recent years has been a elevated matter of concern. I think you would rather, you'd rather no injuries at all, but you don't want anything that will destroy a guy's way of life later in life. Peter Cech was a long-time great goalie in the Premier League, and he always wore a Guardian cap. In the NFL, only this year we started seeing players wear Guardian caps over their helmets in game. It's nothing to ridicule. People say I'd rather a guy look ridiculous than not be able to form thoughts when he's 50. Make some more money over the course of his career and live a few more years. Stuff you always got to consider. Anything involving the head, or don't want to worry about spinal injuries, or it's obviously a different matter there. Not, but maybe you're professional wrestling fans, and if you've ever thought about or actually attended pro wrestling training, you know that certain moves that you take, you want the impact happening to your shoulders rather than the back of your head, or anything more vital to your way of life. Rather have a broken collarbone than to borrow another phrase from wrestling lore, broken freaking neck. But I digress. Another. Under 9.5 minutes to go. Some more changes for the Owls. Tonight's game of the Owls Media Network is brought to you by Engelberth Construction. We build relationships for life. Sullivan Tire on Winchester Street in Keene. We're always here to get you there. Noise Volkswagen, look forward to guiding you on your Volkswagen journeys. That's sent away from the 18 by the East and by the Best Western Plus Hotel at 401 Winchester Street in Keene. The ball by the Ephs. No one in particular. 8:45 to go. It'll be picked up by Hasanovic. During halftime, this is the only game in for the Owl in the Little East today. And during halftime, we'll talk about what I alluded to about how the loss to Southern Maine on Saturday affects the Little East men's soccer postseason picture. We'll take a look at the standings and I could be as exhaustive as I want to be, but try to give you the Cliff's Notes version, which is something I've struggled with historically. How much time do you have, right? Here's the teaser. You can look at the remaining games and say, oh, it'll be expected that Team X will have wide result against Z opponent, but never assume that stuff. Popped up at the edge of the 6, another header, and a relay of headers will get it out of the 18. As the Owls, with a first real offensive chance since those couple of deep throws early in the first half. Late challenge results in a foul on Morgan Mitchell, the freshman out of West Springfield, and Loomis Chafee. And that's all on my mistake. Well, that's all on my mistake. Rampinelli was looking around. Rampinelli and Aital were both looking around for a booking rather than just the set piece. But here's Rampinelli with the left boot and 6.5 minutes to go. Setting it towards the left edge of the box, but headed away. Trying the swipe there, the roundhouse. Nicholas to no avail. Nicholas catching up here. Hip to hip. Up the far side. Another charge, the cross. Swept away from the dot, another chance, poked and cleared. Sent back to the near side. Rolled up the near touch line. Taking a tumble though is Kalistad. Does win a throw. Nicholas turns right back. Oh no, that's a handball. That's a handball. Pretty easy one at that. 25 yards away from goal. Set piece and a nice spot here for the Owls to try and pull level with 5.5 to go in the first. Rampinelli has Alzawar back out here if he doesn't want to go straight to goal, but he will. Into the box, edge of the 6, headed high and out of play.
He goes like this and then points it forward. It's a goal catch. Is that Brandon?
Brandon Kallmeyer with the attempted header that sent it over everything. And it remains a 1-0 game with less than 5 minutes to go. But maybe a misfire on the goal kick by Diffley, but the Ephs get it back. Up the middle, the through ball headed away.
Where is it?
Sent back upfield by Ross, Kassam, and then swarming around. Near side reaching out. Stumble by Sinkwe and a whistle.
No way.
Referee pointing back towards about the spot where Sinkwe got held.
29.
It's going to be Alzawar, the senior out of Manchester, to take the free kick 15 yards behind midfield with under 4 minutes to go. He's sending a bit too much for Nicholas, but he's able to keep it in bounds. Stumble, but stays with it. Gets it back. Nicholas, he tried to go for the one-timer, gives it back to Hightown. Towards the dot, knocked down and cleared by the Ephs. That was a great setup. First the recovery by Nicholas, and then when he couldn't pull it to the left boot for the one-timer, was able to find Hightown to keep the play going. It's great signs you like to see from your offense if you're the Owls, but nothing doing on that opportunity. Another sub here as Nicholas comes off. And Claudio Pizzicarola comes on.
Got it.
Off the throw. Turnover back to the Ephs. Turnover back to the Owls. Lobbed high. Headed back towards the middle. And there's a foul. Kellerman got his knee up trying to get the ball. But ended up making contact with one of the Owls. Got his knee up early, trying to time a play of the ball, but ended up basically going into the gut of an Owls player. So Rampinelli with the left boot towards the left post, and jumping high to haul that one in is Diffley. The Owls offense has looked much better here in the last 10 minutes or so of the first half. About even better than it did in the first 10 minutes. But that middle window is where Williams has dominated. And that is what led to this 1-0 lead without yet a shot on goal for the Owls as we're about to hit 2 minutes to go. Keene State does have 3 shots total, but none on target. Yep. 5 total shots. Possibly one more there. That header over the crossbar for the Ephs. Final 100 seconds of this first half, and Ben Brown's first goal as a collegian is the difference right now. Owls taking their time here, and suspected that they would change it up on the goal kicks, not have Hasanovic taken, and that is exactly what they're doing here. Relayed up the far touchline on the header. Owls coming up. Can they have one last rush in them? of the field, steering towards the nearest side. Alzawar taps it back. Swept away. Kellerman, right side. Too far. Swept away by Chambers. Manning on the pass, Jean, but we have a whistle. We have a Williams player down with 30 seconds left. And that's going to be a free kick for the Ephs. 31 seconds on the clock, and Jean will start it up quickly. Here's the cross from way downtown and nowhere near its intended target. 15 seconds left in the half, and that is just about going to put a bow on this one.
9,
Keene
8,
State
7,
bookended the half with some nice rushes, but the middle of this first half dominated by the Ephs. And again, the difference right now is the first goal as a collegian for Ben Brown, the Williams Ephs midfielder, who has the number 22 Ephs on top of the Owls. 1-0 after 45 minutes. We'll be back after this timeout on the New Hampshire Army National Guard Owls Media Network.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We're empowering your unique voice.
Igniting potential and possibility.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
Because Keene State becomes home from day one. Come find your people and enjoy live music, art, coffee, thrifting, and did we mention the food? And if you're worried about what there is to do on the weekend, just look at this.
Everything we do here is about community.
Because we're a community of intense learners
With extraordinary hearts
that raise each other up.
We are fueled by each other's successes.
Learning outside the classroom as well as in.
And we're here to provide the guidance and support you need to succeed.
All right, let's get hands-on.
In the lab. In the studio.
In the pool.
On the dance floor.
On the stage.
The choices are yours, the opportunities are here.
Here at Keene State College, we're focused on teaching students the skills for an ever-changing world.
I'm ready to tackle problems with industry-ready skills.
You'll get a resume that writes itself, and
a paycheck that earns.
Elevated confidence.
World-class courage.
And we never stop learning.
True learning takes collaboration.
We explore what drives our passions.
Celebrate our individual voices.
And spark possibility together.
Every single student, every single day.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles, the largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire. New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is gonna fall. There she goes, and she's got it! How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport!
Fenton Family Dealerships, Tri-State Area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, has state-of-the-art service facilities and services all makes and models. Home to an exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty on no extra cost to you. Locally owned since 1986. More information at FentonDealerships.com.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. You can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, being a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
New Car has over 1,700 pre-owned vehicles, the largest selection of inventory in New Hampshire. New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. With a selection of over 30 brands, New Car has exactly what you need across the Granite State. Find your new car from any of New Car's family of dealerships throughout the Northeast and get it shipped to New Car Nissan of Keene for free. Plus, we'll deliver your new car right to your door. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
So when I ask students why Keene State, the students say unanimously it's the sense of community. The feel when you walk on this campus is immediately a sense of belonging, a sense of safety, a sense of welcome, and a sense of opportunity and promise. And so I think our students feel that when they come to our campus, and they experience it when they join us. Why students choose this campus is the sense and feel, and also the opportunity and the promise of that opportunity for them when they're making the decision. And why they stay is that we deliver on that promise. We have students from urban environments, from rural environments, and when they come to Keene State in those first weeks of forming a new community, they bring all of those experiences together to create a better Keene State. It's a campus small enough to feel a sense of recognition and identity, and a campus big enough to feel part of something bigger than yourself. This isn't a passive experience, so please get engaged, find a club, make a new group of friends, get involved in a recreational sport activity, in an intramural sport, get involved in a creative performance, go see a show, be a part of this community and squeeze everything you can out of Keene State. And if you do that, I am confident you will have an exceptional experience and your life will be changed as a result of it.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Welcome back to Dr. Ron Butcher Field on the campus of Keene State College of Keene, New Hampshire.
The New Hampshire Army National Guard, Owls Media Network, and Owls men's soccer squad trailing number 22 Williams 1-0 at halftime. Sam Feely here with you, and let's take a look at the Little East Conference standings and the postseason picture. These are actually those accurate? Well, 2-1-1. Is it? I was gonna say because. Anyways, we'll just without the graph, we'll just let you know that that Keene State, that loss to Southern Maine, you flip that around, and as maybe fans might expect the result of that to be a Keene State win at home instead of the 1-0 loss that it was. And not only does Keene State assure themselves of a home game in the a top 4 seed in the LEC tournament, they might be looking, however likely or unlikely it may be, at the chance of a first-round bye, depending on how the remaining schedule for RIC and WestCon shakes out. But now things are a little less uncertain. Keene State at 10 points have one conference game left. It's at RIC, Saturday at 1 o'clock. They own the head-to-head tiebreakers over Plymouth State and Castleton. But Southern Maine could potentially jump the Owls if they win out with 2 games remaining. They could get to 3-3-2. And Keene State doesn't pick up at least a point against RIC. And Southern Maine, well, actually, they don't beat RIC. That's going to be a tough task on the road to a 5-1 squad. Then things get quite chaotic and a lot of teeth clenching possibly for Owl Nation. Meanwhile, for the NESCAC, mentioned how they're dominating the top 25 in the regional rankings. There you see number 2 Tufts leading the way to 7-0-2, unbeaten. Williams 5-2-1. Non-conference game will not affect this picture right here, but got some work to do with Tufts and Middlebury. They do own the head-to-head, though, over Amherst, beating them when they were the number 1 team in the nation back on September 14th. They finish up against Connecticut College and Middlebury, having already lost to Tufts and Hamilton. Connecticut College is the home finale for Williams on Saturday, and they close out the regular season at Middlebury 2:30 a week from tomorrow. So while Williams doesn't have to worry about maybe even, being bubbled out of the D3 NCAA men's soccer tournament, let alone the NESCAC tournament, that's those are one of the best men's soccer leagues in D3. Things a little less certain for the Owls. Want to get at least a point, and preferably all 3. But on the road against a tough RIC squad, 5-1. At this point, it will be. They cannot get a top 3 seed. They need things to shake out favorably for them in the final week and a half of the Little East season. It's going to be UMass Boston, RIC, and WestCon in some order in the top 3. Keene State, again, they hold the head-to-head over both Plymouth State and Castleton, but Castleton has a game in hand on the Owls. Southern has a game in hand. Southern Maine also has 2 games remaining, and that loss to Southern Maine, even if that becomes a draw, and the Owls were 3-2-2 and had 11 instead of 10, you're still not going to get a top 3. You're still not going to get a first-round bye, but the butterfly effect, folks. There's a lot changes now in the final week and a half. So we'll see how that shakes out for the Owls. Just some frustrating results for them at times. They've only won 1 of their last 5. Only time they've won consecutive matches was against Eastern and Castleton on September 28th and October 2nd. The 1-1 tie against UMass Dartmouth 2-2 tie against MCLA. Neighbors one town to the east of the Williams Ephs. And now the Ephs looking to extend the lead to 2-0. The lone goal in this one, Ben Brown, his first as a collegian. You see the shots on target, 3-0. It was really the middle 30 minutes of the first half where Williams dominated the play, and now they score! Low line drive into the 6 and a roundhouse buried by Lorcan Mitchell, another freshman out of West Springfield, Mass. Well, one freshman gets his first as a collegian. Mitchell burying his 6th. Gotta love it. Gotta love having a guy contribute from the very outset at that level. 6 goals now for the freshman Mitchell. We talked about, this being a very young Owls squad. Not nearly as many underclassmen on the Ephs squad, but they are still contributing. Both goals in this game scored by first years for Williams. Is 2-0. Brown and Mitchell, 2 freshmen, with the markers so far. And now looking for more. On the right wing, here comes the cross. Tapped away from the 6. Another chance setting it up just outside the circle. And then back and stepping into it for the chip. Header! Wide right of goal. No, 27. Ephs have dominated this match in more ways than just the goal column. 7 shots in total and 4 on target. Now 8 as that one was sent wide. 2-3 and none on goal for the Owls. Also had the only 2 corner kicks of this match. However, they have committed 10 fouls to Keene State 6 and have been offside 3 times. A little bit of a stumble there, and I doubt able to get up despite after the foul by Brown. He also had that's Spencer Mix. Sandwiching him, yep. On the left side, along the edge of the box, sealed off and taking a tumble, but committing a foul in the process is Kallmeyer. Senior out of Deerfield, New Hampshire. The tough spot that we've seen the Owls been in a handful of times in this match. The bulk of their opportunities came at the very beginning and the very end of the first half. And in the middle, the few times they were able to get out of that, suffocating Ephs attack, deflected aside by Hasanovich and cleared out of play. Be a throw. The few times in the middle of that first half that the Owls were able to break out of that press, it was like that, through balls a little too strong, and Williams was able to catch up defensively, body off the attacker, and force and draw a foul on the Owls. Now another chance to make it 3-0 off an Owls leg in the box, headed high near the dot, knocked down, roundhouse from the 18, deflected aside by Hasanovich and falling on it inbounds to avoid conceding a corner. Here's another chance. Again, the Ephs, lifted way high. Kirkman looking to make it 3-0, but too much of an uppercut there. Kirkman, a junior out of Providence. Graduate of the Moses Brown School. And again, goal kick being taken not by the goalie Hasanovic. But it doesn't matter as the Ephs play it nicely. Another chance, right side mix, playing it around the dot. 3 white jerseys surrounding him, no foul. Owls with great defense. And a tumble just outside the 18, taken by Eichdout. This might be a booking. Eichdout favoring his leg. Referee calls for a clock stoppage. And there it is. Kirkman commits the foul on Eichdout and then gets shown a yellow. So the first booking of the match is a yellow on the aforementioned Henry Kirkman. Last chance for the Owls, sent it for the East rather, sent it high over the crossbar. Unable to win that one is Rampinelli, and out to the far side. When we saw the goal kicks from Hasanovic, who had gotten roughed up very early in this match, was favoring his knee, come well short even of midfield, and the Owls eventually changed tack to have one of the outfield players deliver goal kicks. As that comes in on goal, and Hasanovic hasn't affected his goalkeeping ability, but he's made some tough saves, but he had to make those changes to really drive it upfield because the Ephs were suffocating the Owls in their half for much of the first half. Now you're changing tack and you're trying to get the ball further upfield, but Williams just reacting perfectly on defense to cut it off, just start up the other way, no matter where the ball is sent. As you take a look, top of your screen, the point standings in the Little East. So Keene State with one match left. Obviously, they cannot surpass UMass Boston, RIC, or WestCon. Most they can get is 13, but they're at RIC on Saturday to close up the conference schedule. They own the tiebreakers over Plymouth State and Castleton. But the one caveat about Castleton is that they still have 2 conference games remaining. So Keene State needs to beat RIC outright in order to not sweat at all. Southern Maine, with 2 conference games remaining, could potentially jump Keene State if they win out and Keene State loses or ties against RIC. The other factor here is that the opposition for these teams that could potentially pull level with or jump Keene State, and they're playing in, they got games against the top 3 teams, UMass Boston, RIC, and WestCon, that you would expect to maybe handle their business and give Keene State some breathing room, but you can't expect a result to come. You can only control what you can control, and the Owls will have to control that against the Anchorman.
17 for 20.
Pizzicarola coming in for Candido for Keene State. It's obviously going to be a tough sell against 5-1 RIC on the road. Don't assume anything. Control what you can control. And everyone can expect, teams behind the Owls to lose these remaining matches. Southern Maine is the one team you may have to be worried about the most because they own the tiebreaker over the Owls, but they finish at home against WestCon and then at Castleton. Again, that would be 5-1 WestCon. Team Keene State lost to 2-1 back on September 21st. The commutative property should never be applied to sports in any context. Let's just get that out of the way. The games are not played on paper, unless we're talking about Stratomatic. Yeah, I'm aging myself, I know. Ryan gets that reference, right? Stratomatic at least has somewhat of a longer legacy than MLB Showdown anyways. I don't know if there was ever Stratomatic Soccer. Now look who's coming up to take the free kick, swatted down. It was Diffley again. And follow the bouncing ball to Zanovic. And now we got a whistle way back here near the box. And Zanovic is down again. He is face down in front of his 6-yard box, getting up to a knee, and the referee checking on him. This has just been a painful night for Eldon Hasanovic, the junior out of Manchester, New Hampshire. He's getting a well-deserved round of applause from the crowd, appreciating his efforts, but again, rough day at the office. Is this legal? The shot. Are we allowed to show that? Show the depth chart, show the... I mean, for all we know, it could be a decoy. That, like, every, sounds of the game clip you've heard in an NBA broadcast, hold that thought. From the right side, Hasanovic smothers that one. Spencer Mix trying to get in the mix offensively for the Ephs.
Yeah.
Someone once came out a few years ago and said that, any clip you've ever seen during an NBA broadcast of, the sounds of the game, the mic'd up, the wired moments, where a coach is, telling his players, pointers, strategies, and everything. That language, generally doesn't mean anything in order to avert, leaking anything to the other team who have someone watching. They know this. But I don't know how much truth there is to that, but for the worldwide audience, obviously you don't want to be giving anything away. Here's a volley from 40. Goes wide right of goal. 33. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH or call 1-800-GO-GUARD, and by New Car Nissan of Keene, your premier new Nissan and used car dealership near Keene. Discover the new car difference. Sub for Keene State as Luke Belisle, a freshman for the Owls, defender out of Claremont, New Hampshire, coming off. Here comes Pizzicarola, came on recently. Watch that one go out of bounds for a Williams throw. It will be taken by Chase Cares. Headed back and relayed towards the box, cleared away from the 18. Settle it down as Brown already has one. His first collegiate goal, coming way high to send that one towards the box. Just playing pinball here in front of, but not into yet, the 18. Going over the top, though, is Kirkman. He already has one booking. And got to be careful not to pick up another one. Things are getting a little spicy here. Alzawar hasn't been booked yet, but he did get a long lecture in the first half after a hard challenge. And I guess that was his warning before. That was the caution. The yellow is the warning. The red is, you know, you're done. As the Ephs sliding challenge, and a late one at that is going to cause a booking on Cinque. There it is. Christian taking down Tate Michelson. Senior captain at a Newport, Rhode Island, the St. George's School.
Yeah. Does it matter if I click the yellow and then it doesn't give 2 fouls on it? Like, so foul 20.
Hey, Suzanne McGrady, how you doing?
29 foul.
Under 28 minutes to go. Williams up 2-0 on Keene State. Bit of hesitation, then Bethencourt sends it, knocked down. Here's a chance. Sliding block caused the deflection over the crossbar. A sliding challenge by Bennett Sachs caused the deflection that leads to the third corner kick of the match for Williams. They have taken all 3 corners in this match. We'll send it back. And then towards goal, popped up and handled again by Hasanovic. You know, given how much contact Alden has taken this game, this is such a gritty performance from him tonight. And it's a non-conference game. You have bigger fish to fry on Saturday against RIC, and that's the one where you really need to get a result. Stepping into that one and blasting it into the woods of Keene is Hana Vasquez, and it'll be a goal kick for Williams. Vasquez, I mean, I don't blame him for trying to take that and quite literally shoot your shot, playa. But you got to inject some life into your teammates somehow. And actually, looks like there is a new goalie on for Williams. That was Kai Darrell, the freshman out of Manhattan, New York. I had erroneously called Ben Diffley coming up to play the ball earlier this half. Diffley played the first half, the senior quad captain. It appears Kai Darrell is now between the sticks, number 1 for Williams. We'll get another look at and go in just a moment just to sure I didn't make sure that mine eyes did not deceive me. Little dummy pass into the 18, not there. We've already seen one Keene State player this year suffer a straight red for a misfired bicycle kick that caught an opposing player pretty good. That was against UMass Dartmouth. Along the touchline, coming back into play is Pizzicarola trying to win it. I'll go out of bounds and be a throw for Keene State. This is the home regular season finale for the Owls, and Mick's trying to spoil it. Sliding tackle results in the stop by Hasanovic, and I don't blame him, taking a moment. That was just great defense. Is that Sinkway coming up to make the sliding challenge on that drive towards goal? And the deflection towards Hasanovic to snuff out another opportunity for Williams. Defense has been great overall. Given the circumstances, this suffocating attack by Williams, and if you go back to basically the middle 30 minutes of the first half, you'll see an even bigger example of what I was talking about. That portion of the game was played almost exclusively in the Keene State half, and now a turnover as they once again look to make it 3-0. A hesitation by Kirkman, feeds it over to the right side. Here's the chance, goes wide right at goal. The question is, did it go over the end line off of Hasanovic as he reached out to smother it? And we got a whistle anyways because we got another Keene State player down outside the circle.
I was just having them both.
Eichdout has also had a rough day at the office, and he was the one slow to get up there.
Yes, sir, Luca. They took those. Our last lead. See the other 4 numbers.
Long ball trying to catch up to it is Mitchell, who has the 1 goal for the Ephs here in the second half. Settled down. There's Brown on the goal in the first half. Oh, hand fighting with Sinkway. Now we got a whistle. Or we have no, it's not a booking, just directing traffic to spot the free kick. Rampinelli ready to send it. That hit the halfway mark of this second half. A 2-0 advantage for Williams, the number 22 team in the USC Division III NCAA poll. And NESCAC teams making up all 7 of the top 7 teams in Region 1 in D3. It is looking like another either a clean sheet or another 1-goal game for Keene State if they don't find an offensive charge late. 1 goal or less in 9 of their 14 matches this season. Hoping to avoid making it 10 of 15. Meanwhile, Williams with essentially wholesale changes on the outfield. And we had seen this in the first half with their entire bench getting warm. They didn't end up making this many changes all at once. Sliding challenge of Hasanovic going down, trying to play it with Ali Coleman, who's also down. Looked like they went knee to knee there. Both players slow to get up as Hasanovic is first to get up, and the referee talking to the Keene State bench saying, please back off, as some folks are on the Owls bench not happy with how that play developed. Oh, wow. Coleman just came into the game too, didn't he?
Keene, it was 7 for 20.
And it was just shown a yellow. Freshman out of Newton, Mass. Plays high school ball at Nobles. And now he is shown a yellow to add insult to injury, just recently coming in. Asanovic getting a sip from the Gatorade bottle. Coleman having a conversation with the referee, explaining, this is why I had to give you a yellow. I know it sucks, but them's the rules. You want to sip of this? This is some good stuff. It's Michael's secret stuff, after all. Spoiler alert, it was just water, and they had the power to defeat the Monstars in them the whole time. Also, Michael Jordan doing his stretch arm. Now the physicality continues here. Challenges the ball landed around midfield. Is going to result in another free kick for Keene State. As Carter pointing and getting up after that little kerfuffle. Driven into the 18, headed high and into the lap of Darrell. Kai Darrell, again, the new goalie this half for Williams. And now with speed, it's Kasum. Nice defense by Keene State. Edmonds relaying it the other way. Taken back. Kasum trying to feed it back to him. There he is on the right wing. Hurdles over the cross, but has it taken away. Back and forth we go. Pizza Corolla into the middle. Tipped aside by Ma.
26 on 33. 33.
Stouffer, whistle. Got a foul, and yep, as you can tell, it's been a physical match. 15 fouls on the Ephs, 9 on the Owls. And given how we've seen this match progress to this point, kind of shocked that it was all clean, that last back and forth sequence in that little 30 or 40 yard patch between the 18 and midfield. Here comes a set piece. Once again, Asanovic, no worse for the wear to pick up those chip shots into the box. Kellerman with the bid there, the senior out of San Francisco.
It was 20 on 18.
Ma to the right side for Coleman. Cross tapped away from the 18. Stepping into it and then giving up to the right side to Ma, who feeds it back to Vasquez. Here's the cross over the left post and over everybody's head towards the touchline. Ruda trying to escape the hip-to-hip defense into the box. Here's the chance. Sliding stop again by Asanovic over the end line. Another corner for the Ephs with under 19 minutes to go. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by American Steel Fabricators. Visit AmericanSteelFAB.com and by Fenton Family Dealerships, the tri-state area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Locally owned since 1986. Now another whistle. And we got subs coming in with Armini coming on for the Ephs and Jarno Davis, sophomore out of Northeast Mass. Coming on for the Owls. Here comes the corner by Kellerman. Drops in the 6, then rolls straight towards the opposite corner flag. Kept in play. Ross headed away from the 6, relayed out. Kept in the final third, though. Effort by Armini. Gonna be for naught. Through ball up the right side. Coming out of nowhere is Darrell. Sending it back the other way, and since he's outside the box, Stanovich had to boot it, couldn't pick it up. Out of bounds for another Ephs throw within the final 20 yards. This is how the Ephs scored their first goal. Not going to go the same direction here, though. Here's the cross to the right post, and Stanovich in position. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by Fieldstone Land Consultants, a professional engineering, land surveying, and environmental services company serving New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine, and the Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. 16 minutes and change left in this one. Williams 2-0 over Keene State. Stanovich boots this one towards the near side. Throw coming up for the Ephs. (17-4) are the shots in total. 9-0 shots on target in favor of the Owls. In favor of the Ephs, rather. All 4 corners in this match have been taken by the Ephs. Also suffered 2 yellow cards to the Owls. 1 committed 15 fouls to the Ephs, to the Owls 9, and committed all 3 offside violations in this one. Javier Perez de Vargas coming on for the Owls. Freshman out of Madrid. Header! And once again, jumping up and falling down and crushing that one. It's a live grenade. Stanovich reaching for the sky and falling down on top of another would-be Williams goal. They have outshot Keene State in this half. 12-1. Seven saves made by the Owls, but we got a late challenge. This will be an Ephs free kick. No booking, though, it seems, as Matt Schmidt not happy with the ruling. Looking for the ball. A free kick, and, well, going to bring it back behind midfield. So Darrell came in this half for the starter Diffley and did his job. The line drive drops along the 18 and then cleared. Williams tripling their shot total in this half, doubling up. Total in the first at 12 in the second half and 6 in the first. 12-1. Again, the shots just in this half alone by the Ephs, 18 in total. Under 13 minutes to go. The Owls have scored 1 goal or less in 9 of their 14 matches. And that's really how Williams has played their entire season.
23 is on.
They have scored 2 goals or less in all but one of their matches. Both of their losses have been shutouts, but during this 9-match unbeaten streak, in which they are 7-0-2, they have blanked their opposition 7 times. Tied WestCon 1-1, beat Colby 2-1. We got another booking. Everything else, Williams holding their opposition scoreless, 2 goals allowed in their last 9.5 matches. Meanwhile, for Keene State, only 1 goal in their last 3.5, 2 goals rather in their last 3.5. They lost to UMass Boston 5-0, beat Plymouth State 2-1, then a stunning 1-0 loss on Saturday in their penultimate home match of the regular season against Southern Maine, which turns the final week and a half of the LEC season on its head and opens up a lot of possibilities that Owls fans might not like, even though they own the tiebreakers over both Castleton and Eastern, and also against Plymouth State, and lost to Southern Maine. Could be deadly. Plays onside! Darrell leaping to tip that one over the crossbar. As Callistad, another freshman out of Northfield, Minnesota, stepping into that one. You see a guy with that much space by himself, you worry about the offside flag. It never came up, and it was that close to the Owls pulling in, getting within 1. First quarter of the match for Keene State, and it goes out of bounds. Another corner. That is the first shot on goal of the match for the Owls. Darrell leaping to tip it over the crossbar. Another corner forthcoming. This one will be taken by Rampanelli. Can they get within 1 with 10 minutes to go? Here it comes! Another missed opportunity for the Owls offense. In the final 11 minutes, Keene State finally gets its first shot on target, its first 2 corners, and yet the more things change, the more they stay the same. Williams responds with a defensive stand, much like they had in the chances that were basically bookends of the first half for Keene State. Came close, but nothing doing. Under 9 minutes to go. Tonight's game on the Owls Media Network is brought to you by Engelberth Construction. We build relationships for life. Sullivan Tire, located on Winchester Street in Keene. We're always here to get you there. Noise Volkswagen. We look forward to guiding you on your Volkswagen journey. And by the Best Western Plus Hotel at 401 Winchester Street. in Keene. Another chance for the Owls, headed away from the 18. Battle. They're getting spun around, but able to clear for a moment as Walters. But now here come the Ephs the other way, looking to put this one firmly out of reach towards the corner flag. Cut off along the touchline. Play on. Everyone had slowed down like it was going to be a throw. Late challenge near the touchline will be a foul on Sinclair.
On whoever that is the single number 55. Then we have 4 more subs.
And more subs forthcoming. The next opportunity for Williams, including Connor Holiot, Keel Brissett, Tate Michelson, one of the captains, and another captain, John. Oh my goodness, at the right post, just barely kept away. Reaching out with the toes. Got a whistle, and as a goal kick forthcoming for Keene State. The referee was pointing to the spot so emphatically that I thought there was a penalty for Williams coming up, but hey, good stuff, get subs here with 7:08 to go. And Williams, the number 22 team in D3, hoping to go to 9-2-2 in this non-conference matchup.
Money.
It took until the 80th minute. A late challenge will send that one out of bounds for a throw. It took until the 80th minute for Keene State to get its first shot on goal and its first 2 corner kicks. Darrell with his best Superman impression to reach out and tip that one over the crossbar and out. Coming on the second half, too. Darrell didn't even play the first half. It was Diffley. Changed goalies. There's Darrell to the line drive that veers to the left and allows Williams to bring it the other way and burn some more clock. And back-to-back corners for Keene State after that save. And still nothing to show for it. In the goal column. Trapping that one. A sinking line drive by Michelson. Eldon Hasanovich, the goalie for Keene State, throwing himself around his area to keep the Ephs out as best as he could. But the first goal as a collegian for Ben Brown and the 6th goal of the season for another freshman. Or can Mitchell have Williams on the precipice of another victory? It would extend their unbeaten streak to 10. They'd be 8-0-2 in their last 10 games, coming off a bye week. Then they will finish up the regular season with 2 conference games at home on Saturday against Connecticut College. Then a week from tomorrow, they're at Middlebury to close out the regular season. They don't have to worry about, oh boy. Well, they have to worry, I'm not going to have to worry about a booking here after that challenge by Jean, but boy, that came down as man from behind. Don't have to worry about qualifying for the NESCAC tournament, probably not even for the D3 tournament. Keene State, they can take care of business against RIC. This is headed towards the goal, and on one hop, Darrell makes the second save. A couple more subs here for Keene State as
20 and
Sachs and Wason gonna come on for
91. 20 and 91.
Sachs and Wason coming on for Keene State. Keene State, they gotta take care of business against RIC. They win, they're good. They've got a home game in the quarterfinals of the Little East tournament. But if they don't win, that opens the door for possibly even Southern Maine to jump the Owls. 7 saves tonight for Hasanovic amidst a suffocating effort by the Williams offense. Like the vast majority of that first half, a pretty good portion of the second half too. Played exclusively in the Owls half. When Keene State was able to break that press and have a couple opportunities at the beginning of the first half, the very end of the first half, and then at about right around the 10-minute mark left in this half, the second half. A little bit of a glimmer of hope, but it was not to be. 100 seconds left in this one. So, after this showing, what does... Oh, boy! This has been a physical match from beginning to end. Clock stop. Are we going to have a booking here as Keene State player is down here being attended to by his teammates? That would be Carter Poignet. He's helped up. I believe that was Julian who committed the foul. Referee walking over towards that direction, but is not pulling out a card here. Just a common foul. We resume play with 80 seconds left. From behind midfield, headed away from the 18. Navigate out of the backfield here, and up the far side, a swing and a miss, trying to send it back from whence it came. Opens the door for Brissett, who finds Kellerman, and to the near side, just taking to the corner flag from Michelson. I think he wants to join the party. Over to the left side, header! Wide right. Oh, well. Wasn't going to count anyways. It looks like the offside flag was up. Referee had his hand up. I didn't have the angle to see the linesman, but it was offside in the end. So, tough break there for the Ephs, but nothing much to worry about. That's true in the end. Foul, getting man going for the ball, and that's going to do it. Williams 2, Keene State 0, and Ephs go to 9-2-2, and the Owls in their regular season home finale fall to 4-8-3. Will it be the last home game of 2024? at all for the Owls. Well, they got work to do against RIC. Maybe get some help from the teams behind them in the LEC standings. We'll talk to Coach Schmidt after this timeout and see what the future holds.
Are we good?
A single thread is unique. Like each of us, full of purpose and potential. A strand designed to connect, strengthen, and unite. But we face different challenges and have different opportunities. By acknowledging that others may struggle in ways we do not, we can celebrate our differences, embrace each other, and fortify the ties among us. A single thread can fray, yet when it's woven with another, a bond forms. A new strength created by the fabric of the whole. Let's embrace the fabric we make together, the diversity of our threads, to reach beyond ourselves and overcome the impossible. The true power of our game comes from unifying our individual backgrounds, connecting our unique stories, enabling us to be stronger, braver, greater. We can achieve so much more when we are all as one.
What a season! The confetti is going to fall. There she goes, and she's got it. How sweet is this, and how wonderful for the sport.
We are Keene State. Here, we believe that everyone is welcome and anything is possible.
We're empowering your unique voice.
Igniting potential and possibility.
Look closer. We are a tight-knit community, an inclusive community, where people can be their true selves. Bring your ability, background, culture, or traditions, whatever makes you you.
Because Keene State becomes home from day one. Come find your people and enjoy live music, art, coffee, thrifting, and did we mention the food? And if you're worried about what there is to do on the weekend, just look at this.
Everything we do here is about community.
Because we're a community of intense learners
with extraordinary hearts
that raise each other up.
We are fueled by each other's successes,
learning outside the classroom as well as in.
And we're here to provide the guidance and support you need to succeed.
All right, let's get hands-on.
In the lab. In the studio.
In the pool.
On the dance floor.
On the stage.
The choices are yours, the opportunities are here.
Here at Keene State College, we're focused on teaching students the skills for an ever-changing world.
I'm ready to tackle problems with industry-ready skills.
You'll get a resume that writes itself, and
a paycheck that earns.
Elevated confidence.
World-class courage.
And we never stop learning.
True learning takes collaboration.
We explore what drives our passions.
Celebrate our individual voices.
And spark possibility together.
Every single student, every single day.
You already have what it takes. Welcome to Keene State.
I remember writing in the second grade that I wanted to be a teacher, and I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. I started school a year early, and it created challenges for me because I wasn't able to pick up material as fast as the other students. Outside of school, my Jaju would quiz me on my math facts and read with me. It showed me that even though I had challenges in school, there were still people who wanted to help me. In high school, I knew I had to work harder than everyone else to get the same results, but I had teachers that would help me in subject areas outside of their own because they could relate to how I felt. The way these interactions with my Jaju and my teachers made me feel while I was learning is the inspiration for how I'd like my students to feel. I'm able to build relationships and be vulnerable with my students when they're struggling because I've been in their shoes and I know exactly how they feel. Being able to relate to them from my own experience has become a massive asset in becoming a teacher.
When we put this uniform on, we're preparing to serve our home state of New Hampshire. We serve part-time in our own communities and for our families and friends. In any emergency or disaster, you can count on the soldiers of the New Hampshire Army National Guard to be there. Our mission here at home is to make life better for everyone, and the benefits we earn help us improve our own lives. Learn more about part-time service with the New Hampshire Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/NH.
Looking for a new car? It's time to visit New Car Nissan of Keene. 600 new Nissan cars, trucks, and SUVs are available right now. Plus, New Car Nissan of Keene has the most competitive prices. Every new Nissan comes with New Car's complimentary 20-year, 200,000-mile protection plan. Drive worry-free for many miles to come. Visit New Car Nissan of Keene today and discover why everyone loves a new car.
And we are back at Dr. Ron Butcher Field on the campus of Keene State College in Keene, New Hampshire. Sam Feely here with you on the New Hampshire Army National Guard Owls Media Network. And you saw the entire postgame show with Owls head coach Matt Schmidt. And coach, I mean, you know, Williams, NESCAC power, NESCAC, schools up and down the top 25 nationally, 7 of the top 7 rankings in Region 1. And you knew what you had on your hands with them coming in here, but especially that first half, the way they suffocated things and kept the action in the front half. It's how do you really break that against such a powerhouse like that?
Oh yeah, that. You're not going to break it entirely, right?
No.
The way they play, but I think what you do is you try to dominate where you can dominate, which is I think we did well, which is in our half. You take away where they're trying to be, and you got to be strong on set pieces, which is where they scored their goals. And I think we did. We talked about it at halftime. I think we did in many moments. You got to win those first and second balls, and then you got to try to create chances on counters, which we also did as well. I think early on we created some set pieces of our own, and Dylan Chambers putting some balls in the box, and we're battling in there. So, definitely disappointed, especially that we gave up goals in that way, but also was pleased in moments, especially we were kind of down some guys since we were just coming off a game Saturday. Some guys stepped up off the bench and came in and played some significant moments to help us.
Yeah, the bulk of your chances, the very beginning of the first half, the very end of the first half, and then right around the 10-minute mark, and one of those chances goes your way at any point. It's a very different end of this match, but again, when you're suffocated basically in your half, as good as your defense played, and as amazingly as Eldon played, despite getting basically taken a beating throughout the match, not just with the shots advantage, which was 18-6 overall and 10-2 on target. It was just
I was real pleased
too much at some points. But Eldon again,
pleased with him stepping up against a team like this. They're going to put it in the box. They're going to make crosses. They're going to make it tough in there, and he stepped up big time. I mean, he hasn't played in quite some time. So for him to come in against a team like this, make the saves he did, weather those battles where he got contact and he had to work through it, just couldn't be happier for him today. And the back line in front of him did a nice job.
Well, a non-conference game against a tough opponent, maybe about the result you'd expect, but now you got to close out the LEC season at RIC on Saturday. And RIC, very good, 5-1. The top three is going to be, UMass Boston, RIC, and WestCon in some order. You gotta you don't have to win this one to ensure a home game in the quarters, but you can't leave anything to chance because the games are not played on paper, and we know that from Saturday's result against Southern Maine.
Yeah, good point. But we're going down there with that mindset that it is a must-win. It's also a great opportunity for us to play one of the top teams coming into playoff time, so we're pretty much considering it a playoff game, and kind of bringing that mindset into it. We're excited to go down there and perform.
Well, best of luck, and hopefully a positive result on Saturday afternoon against RIC.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back to wrap things up here on the Owls Media Network right after this.
Thanks, man.
So thanks for watching this presentation of Owls men's soccer here on the New Hampshire Army National Guard Owls Media Network. Tonight's game has been brought to you by the New Hampshire Army National Guard. Visit nationalguard.com/NH or call 1-800-GO-GUARD. New Car Nissan of Keene, your premier new Nissan and used car dealership near Keene. Discover the new car difference. American Steel Fabricators. Visit AmericanSteelFAB.com. Fenton Family Dealerships, the tri-state area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Locally owned since 1986. Fieldstone Land Consultants, a professional engineering, land surveying, and environmental services company serving New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine. The Melanson Company, commercial and residential roofing since 1932. Engelberth Construction, we build relationships for life. Sullivan Tire on Winchester Street in Keene. We're always here to get you there. Noyes Volkswagen, we look forward to guiding you on your Volkswagen journey. And by the Best Western Plus Hotel at 401 Winchester Street in Keene. Once again, the final score from Dr. Ron Butcher Field on the campus of Keene State College in Keene, New Hampshire. It is the number 22 Williams Ephs 2 and the Keene State Owls 0. For Ryan Hearn on the wheels of steel and all my Rowdy friends here in Keene, my name is Stan Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Hardy, hardy.
You have been watching a Keene State Athletics broadcast on the Owls Media Network. Please tune in to our next broadcast and thank you for watching.